Good morning. Today is January 14th. It's Wednesday. It's lesson number 14 on Practical Tanya by Rabbi Shneur Zalman with the commentaries by Chaim Miller. And we're talking about the intensity of the prayer today. We talked yesterday about, we got to the point understanding that the soul, like an orange, with a fruit inside of it, being our divine soul, and a shell, the peel around it being our animalistic soul. We discussed that both are needed. Animalistic soul is needed to provide us our daily functions. Divine soul provides us the higher ways to direct our body, to direct our animal soul towards the good. And we talk about how different types of personalities, tzaddik or rasha or in-betweener, how do we handle that? And today we'll talk about why, and we mentioned yesterday that by being able to reach the soul, to really truly reach the soul, you can achieve unbelievable abilities, even physical abilities that otherwise are very difficult to get to. People talk about Indian yogas that will be able to levitate. So that deep concentration and focus and reaching into your inner self, into your inner soul, into the orange fruit of the orange is a challenge that is worth exploring. And we said that if you reach in a deep prayer, if you reach 95%, 99% there, you're not there. You have to completely break it in. You have to completely unpeel the orange. So why is it difficult to do? Because have you ever tried? You're in synagogue or even at home and you're praying for something very tremendously important, some crisis in your life. You're asking God to help you. Or you're very happy about something and you also ecstatically want to get to really inner your soul, to get a soul. And it's sort of like can happen. And the reason that people think about it many ways, some say, well, that's idol worshiping. This is a mumbo jumbo. That's what the savages in Central Africa are doing, running around, painting themselves blue and trying to, sing incantations, witchcraft. Which we don't do that. Jews don't do it. That's one thought. Another thought is, well, when I concentrate on the soul, and deep inside something says, well, if I really get there and ask for God to specifically help me with my health or with my machlokas with my neighbor or family, and if it doesn't help, that will be disappointing. So I don't want to get to the point that I really got to see God and then I was denied answer to my prayers. It will be very difficult to accept that. So we don't get there. Another reason, when a person in the deep trance to get there, but subconsciously he still thinks, maybe his animalistic soul tells him, don't even try, you're not going to get there. You think about, am I really trying hard enough? Does it work? Does God really exist? You begin to question things. Are you just simply doing your meditation technique, which is of this world and nothing to do with Almighty? So you have many thoughts and reasons not to get there. Very few people actually cross this barrier. And to cross this barrier is to realize that, yes, don't be afraid to get there. And when you get there, you can ask God, help me with this and this and that. And if it doesn't happen, don't be disappointed. It may not happen. That's an interesting dilemma, duality of the prayer. On one hand, you completely submit yourself to God. On the other hand, your subconscious tells you, if I completely submit myself to God, then He will answer my prayers. And it's very disheartening to come back and not have your prayers answered. Well, the reconciliation of that is, yes, you were able to get close to God, and He heard your prayers. But He decided not to respond because He has His reasons. He's telling you, I have a reason why I caused you this machlokas with your cousin. Maybe you should stay away from him and not have a complete reconciliation. I'm just making it an example. Well, it's difficult people to understand, well, if somebody is very sick and he gets to go out to ask him for cure, and he doesn't get it. Is it fair? Is it nice? Why is it? Well, those are the questions, are legitimate questions, and we ask them. But ability to get there gets you to the point that you have the audience with the king. The king may not rule in your favor because he knows better what's good for you. You might not understand why. It doesn't seem to be unfair. But it's a mechanism to get there. And I think in most cases, if you can really get to this point, your prayers will be answered. We don't know that. So tomorrow we'll make an experiment. Tomorrow we'll make a laboratory work to our classes, to our theoretical lectures. We'll do a lab work tomorrow. And that is, we'll try to levitate. See if our prayers can get us to levitate. You can say, this is really idol worshiping. That's really idolatry. No, we're not going to pray to the idol. We're not to pray to the statue. We'll try to see. And Torah says, Bible says, don't tempt God. Don't try that. Just live your life and not try to do that. Don't become Indian yoga. And who knows if even Indian yogas do that. But we will see that our inability to get there is prevented by don't fool with that. Don't be childish. It's not important. Just learn Torah, go to work, do a good job. And don't go to this mental mumbo and jumbo. Who needs it? That's not to us humans. That's up to God. Well, we'll see. Tomorrow we'll attempt it and to see. Now, again, Tanya is a practical manual. We're on chapter 12 now. Manual how to get to this point. Now, the question is whether it's worthwhile getting there. Are we, according to the Torah, according to the Talmud, according to the prophets, are we supposed to get there? Are we denied entry to that point, to that realm? And there's a famous story, Rabbi Akiva and three of his friends attempted to get the paradise, Gan Eden, and there were consequences, not for all, for some, getting there and not really getting to the good reason. So we'll do it tomorrow.